dapat hindi mawala yung punto po rito, Doctor, no? Pinatay na sa pamagitan ng pamamaril, minisrepresent pa yung paraan ng kanyang pagkamatay sa death certificate. Diba? Double whammy.
Yeah, but this is the whole part of the whole problem of a lack of a proper homicide investigation. Every step of the way, including the certification of death, the cause, the manner, kulang-kulang, hindi naman yata ginawa.
Etong binabanggit yung 12 cases, no? Saan-saan po ito nangyari?
Ang clientele, ang mga tinutulungan kasi ni Father Flavi, yung around the area of Manila. Okay, so this is not the whole Philippines, but itong mga na-exhume na to, mostly ay may Quezon City. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yata ang Quezon City. Caloocan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isang Bulacan. So, ganun.
Oo. Itong binabanggit yung valedictorian na doktor kung saan siya nakapirma sa 5 out of 12, saang lugar to?
Caloocan.
Caloocan siya?
Yeah, said to be a medical officer of the Caloocan Health Department.
Kasi madali namang i-trace ito, di ba? Dahil ang pangalan niya nasa dokumento kung talagang gustong imbestigahan ng mga otoridad.
Oh yes, actually, inunahan na ng media before eh. But I don't know how true this is. I just heard it. That media checked and they were told she died. So I don't know if this is true.
Okay. Kaya kailangan ng investigasyon para malaman yung totoo kasi napaka-unfair sa lahat, di ba?
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about specific cases sa mga yung in-examine niyo po, ano? Para lang ipakita natin yung extent ng kalokohan dito sa practice na nakita ninyo. Na ito yung kinamatay pero pinalabas sa death certificate ganito.
Well, ang marami kong information diyan, syempre yung autopsy. Kasi buo pa yung katawan eh. Recently dead, although I get them already embalmed. So there was that one case, yun na nga, ang sinabing reported cause of death ay acute myocardial infarction na meron pang duration of 20 minutes daw till he died. So this was in Quezon City. And a certain doctor signed it. I don't know his designation. I don't know his affiliation. And presumably, ang manner of death dito ay natural. Kasi pag wala kang nilagay doon, yung cause of death natin, pag wala kang nilagay, ibig sabihin natural. Okay?
Yun ang presumption.
Actually, many times nga, obvious na obvious, pinatay to, homicide. Wala man lang naglalagay na homicide doon. So, this is really poor death investigation on our part. And so, he had multiple gunshot wounds. Basically, just to summarize, he was shot in the head, the neck, the trunk, and the right upper extremity. This is the one with the embedded bullet. And this
Minaiwan pa.
Dito. And this is classic as we call a defense type injury.
Naalala ko, nagkaroon tayong previous conversation din, nabanggit niyo yung mga yung pinalabas ng laban, pero pag nakita, yung gunshot wounds, ibang-iba talaga, no? Can you talk about cases like those?
Nung umupo ako sa HOR, yung Quadcom, that was asked several times, yung nanlaban. And I had to say several times too, na actually you really have to reconstruct each shooting. That is part of the investigation. What actually happened? Nagiging one-sided. You've got the shooter claiming this is how it happened, but the dead individual, paano na?
Quiet.
Paano nasalita? Okay, and this is where forensic science comes in. And nanlaban, but I'm sure you've seen documentation by the photojournalists of marks on the wrists like this, cuff marks. So they were restrained. Okay, Uh, Hindi ko na makita yan dun sa mga skeletal remains, of course. But that's very good documentation. How could they have fired the gun? They were restrained. Tapos, apparently after, tinanggal yung cuffs. And isa pa, ang daming mga pictures nun niya, yung gun ay nasa kamay. Okay? Unusual yun. Nagpaputok ka, bumagsak ka, nandun pa rin yung
Hawak mo
baril.
pa rin.
Yeah. There were questions of, so what happened to all of these guns? If you say 6,000 plus were killed by police because they fought back, where are the guns? Okay? Hindi ko alam kung anong nangyari na doon sa HOR because that was asked if the police really submitted something to account for those weapons.
Oo nga. Eh kung
Yeah.
6,252 yung claim ng PNP officially ng laban kaya napatay. Sabihin na natin siguro, hindi, dapat sakto. Lahat yung may baril, di ba?
Well, yeah.
Pwede ba maghihiraman ng baril yun? Eh, patay yun eh.
There were allegations of, ano yan, lumalabas sa reports nyo, pare-parehong serial number. Ano yan, nire-recycle nyo yung baril.
Rotating yung baril, no?
I don't know.
Doon sa 12 cases na binabanggit nyo, no, na mis-certified yung mga death certificates, would you know kung meron ba dyang ongoing court case?
Naku. Sa mis-certified, I said earlier, I am involved in 2 court cases. Which
Pero ano yun? Paano yun? To correct what is in the death certificate?
Yes, just addressing the death certificate.
Grabe, no? Kung ikaw yung pamilya ng biktima, dadaan ka sa proseso para lang maituwid yung pagkakamali sa death certificate. We're not even talking about finding the perpetrator yet, di ba?
No, just the death certificate.
Sakit sa ano nito, no? Okay. Ito, advocacy nyo to ever since. Pwede, para alam ng mga viewers po natin, Doc, no? Ano ba yung mga problema dito sa ating police procedures when it comes to, let's say, dealing with evidence, crime scene, which somehow messes up the process itself?
Well, unang-una, wala tayo yung tinatawag na death investigation system. Meaning, you have certain deaths that automatically must be investigated. And this would be, obviously, kasama dito yung any violent death. Nabaril ka eh. Therefore, automatic yan. Yung body, dapat sa scene pa lang, wag mong galawin. Una, pronouncement of death. Patay na ba yan? Kasi pag patay na yan, iwanan mo sa scene. Kasi yung relationship ng body dun sa mga objects, there's a lot of physical evidence there. So, hindi mo yan basta-basta dinadampot. Tapos, that body has to be examined at the scene and more meticulously in a morgue, in a forensic autopsy. Eh, hindi naman yan ginagawa routinely in the Philippines. Autopsy is vaguely defined in the Philippines. Accepted na ay pwede na yan. Minsan nga external examination lang eh. So, walang x-ray, namimiss yung bala. Sa mga cases na nakikita ko, like halimbawa, examination of the head daw. Ang liit-liit nung cut, which is not how we pathologists do it. So sabi ko, ano to? Ito yung sinasabi kong autopsilip. Parang
Autopsilip?
Autopsilip.
Sinilip lang?
Oh yeah, I've seen it in the chest and abdomen also. May hiwa, kunwari. Pero, hindi naman in-examine yung loob. So, they're missing a lot. The bullets, di naman nakikita kasi di man in x-ray. Yung organs damaged. Okay, kasama yan eh. Which organs were lacerated by the bullet. Kasama yan. Pag sinabi mo forensic pathology, lahat ng ginawa ng isang bala, tinitrace mo. Nasaan yung entry? Anong mga sinira? Lacerated soft tissues? Anong buto ang na-fracture? Yung bala ba ay nag-exit? So, dapat documented mo yun. Or naiwan sa katawan. So, explain mo yan. Tapos, of all the shots, can you say which was fatal? Of all the shots, which was first? Sometimes you can tell that. Yung sequence, and so on. Tapos, you help the investigation kasi identify the gun and therefore also the shooter. Potentially. But the autopsy is not isolated from everything else. You have to factor in findings at the scene, statements, blood spatter, ballistics. So, pinapasa mo yan dun sa team findings, a totality of evidence. That's how it's done. But in the Philippines, every step of the way, talo tayo eh. Yun na nga, unang-una, wala kang sistema. Pangalawa, yung scene investigation, mahinang-mahina. Yung autopsy, also, pakapyaw lang. And I think nobody really sits down to get all of these findings and process it in the brain and come up with, that's it, a shooting reconstruction. We don't do that.
Doc, bakit ganon? Kulang sa tao? Kulang sa training? Anong dahilan?
Lahat. Kulang, well, may tao daw, pero sinasabi nila kulang din sila. Kulang sa training, yes. And that's what we're trying to address in the university now. Happy na sa ganitong standards, okay? That was one question I had coming back in 1995 from seeing a first world, how they investigate there. Pag uwi ko sa Pilipinas, sabi ko, paano nakakasampa ng kaso sa Pilipinas kung ang babaw-babaw ng investigasyon? And I realized, mababaw lahat eh. Mababaw ang prosecution, mababaw ang defense, pati yung judge. Hanggang dyan lang ang kaya. So, walang push to raise the bar, the standards. Kasi kung halimbawa, yung prosecution mo hindi happy sa binibigay ng investigators, then that is pushing the bar. Then that is telling them, come on, come up with something better. Ganon din yung defense. Ganon din yung judge. Pero kung lahat kayo happy na ganon na, that's it. You get away with murder, basically.